Hello again. Peabody here, and you're just in time to accompany Sherman and me on another journey into history.
How far back do we go today, Mr. Peabody?
Back to the year 1797, Sherman, where we join England's most celebrated naval hero, Lord Horatio Nelson, for the Battle of Cape St. Vincent. As is customary with all my inventions, the Wayback Machine performed perfectly, transporting Sherman and me to the main deck of Nelson's flagship.
So Britannia rules the sea, does she? Well, I'm afraid that motto is due to go into extinction.
Pardon us, your lordship, but what seems to be the problem?
You mean you haven't heard?
We just got here.
Well, this blundering crew of mine left port minus one very important commodity.
You forgot to bring cannons?
No.
Ammunition?
No.
What then?
We forgot to cast off.
Sure enough, an unbelievably long hawser held the flagship in check.
Does that rope stretch all the way back to England?
All the way. And unless we get loose, we can't go into battle.
I suppose you've considered cutting it in two.
We've considered it, yes. But you see, Admiralty law frowns on such action. One must cast off, and one must cast off while leaving the dock. Oh, I'm afraid it's hopeless.
Meanwhile, just off the coast, the Spanish fleet lay at anchor.
Look at that silly Nelson.
He is like the sitting duck, yes, my captain?
Yes, like the sitting duck who is at the end of his rope. Tell you what we do. We send him a message.
Right, George, it's a communication from the enemy. Dear Lord Nelson, you are cordially invited to attend an informal battle staged in your honor at 6 p.m. As ever, the Spanish Navy.
Isn't there something we can do, Mr. Peabody?
There is one thing. Lord Nelson, I suggest you send a dinghy back to England to cast off the hawser.
Impossible. A dinghy would have to make it there by 6 so that we could go into battle. There isn't a man alive who could row that fast.
Mr. Peabody could. He won the International Regatta 3 years in a row.
4 years, Sherman, 4 years. And so, wasting no time, we headed back to England. Unfortunately, upon arrival, we found the dock heavily guarded.
Nelson should know better than to leave port without casting off. It just isn't done. I'll have him broken for this. Yes. Now, remember, no one is to touch that hawser. No one, understand?
Uh-oh. Now what, Mr. Peabody?
This calls for subterfuge, Sherman. Pure, unadulterated subterfuge.
Alt. Who goes there?
Stand aside. It is I, the head of the RRI.
Oh. Now, off a mo. I never heard of no RRI. What's it stand for?
Royal Rope Inspectors. It's our job to inspect rope, like this one here.
Oh, now take your hands off that there hawser.
It's almost 6, Mr. Peabody. We've got to hurry.
I said take your hands off that hawser. That's Navy property, that is.
Look at this. Intestinal calcification of the fibre.
What's that? Sounds horrible.
Never fear. England will care for your survivors.
My what?
Survivors. You see, unless we get rid of this rope, you're going to become infected and...
Well, get rid of the ratty thing.
And get rid of it we did, just as Big Ben told 6. Of course, the rest is history. Nelson succeeded in sinking the Spanish fleet.
Oh, so Nelson was like the sitting duck, eh?
I think we made a boo-boo, yes, my captain?
Yes, we made a boo-boo by joining the Navy instead of the Army. Come on, push me into shore.
Later that evening, we returned Nelson's dinghy.
England owes you much, my friends. Goodbye and good luck.
Well, Sherman, shall we go?
Well, I guess so, Mr. Peabody, but I sure am disappointed.
Why is that?
Well, I never did find out why Lord Nelson wears an eye patch.
However, it wasn't a total loss. Sherman did discover something about wrestling. For there, on the poop deck, someone was giving an exhibition. It was Lord Nelson's half-brother. That, of course, is how the term half-Nelson came to be.